I'm Hannah Wallace and welcome to Finextra TV. We're here at Money 2020 Europe, and joining me now in the press lounge is Ricky Lee, founder of Sync, and Noel Smith from Transact Payments Ltd. Hello gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me.
Good afternoon.
So the first question is coming to you, Ricky. You're a challenger bank, but how do you differentiate from all the others you're seeing in the market?
So we've got a bit of a twist on our business model. Yes, we want to offer banking services like many others do, but we are betting strongly on offering over 30 currencies, like very few do in the market. So you could actually live in the UK and also have not just your GBP account, but have up to 29 other currency accounts with your account number, your IBAN and your sort code. We open a bank account in 3 minutes for anyone.
Impressive.
But one of the biggest things is, and it's a benefit for our service, is open banking. It's actually the need of connecting all your bank accounts in one. And there's already studies out there that shows an average user in the UK already has 3 financial accounts or more. So not having 3 apps or 3 websites to visit, you can have it all into Sync app, and you can actually monitor, budget, manage, and make payments. So it's something very different, very unique.
Pretty impressive stuff. But I think it's safe to say it's quite a tricky market to penetrate in Europe, but especially the UK. Would you say there's enough space for all these challenger banks to sort of coexist in harmony together, as it were?
They say there's over 80 kind of commercial banks in the UK, all do well. There's actually 9 to 12 real commercial banks. They do well. There's only maybe 2 or 3, there's a handful basically in the UK only. And we look at Europe, was there 30 countries in Europe, and there's only really maybe 2 known ones. So yes, I believe there's always a market, and actually the one that will lead it is the one that will come up with a better user experience, thinking about the customer first and security.
All right, well I'm picking up on that you want to be a leader in the open banking market, but how do you intend on doing this?
Good point. It's a question of time. The customers will rely on, we rely on them. One thing they want is customer experience. They want the trust. We're all about trust. We want to bring that back. And bringing that back is actually working with the right partners. Like we've got Noel here with TPL, Transact Limited. We've actually decided to go with them because they can actually open doors for us. In the security, in the money payments, in the cross-border payments. So I think it's finding the right partners as well.
Well, that all sounds pretty positive, but of course there are going to be challenges along the way. What are the main challenges to building a neobank?
So one of the things I think the end user never really realizes is that we need between 11 to 13 partners to build a bank without being a licensed bank, if you see what I mean. We rely on issuers, processors, we rely on acquirers, we rely on insurance companies. That's why we always have to actually not just, if we want to give a good customer experience and give that security to the end customer, we need the right partners in the market. Partly why I think Transact, as one of our issuers, they're responsible for us. So we must build a relationship, because they rely on us, we rely on them, so for the safety. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, so as Ricky said, we delegate a lot of our responsibilities down to Sync. So we always choose trusted partners before we do any type of business. I think from my point of view, from a lot of the applications we've received over the years, you need to make the product really attractive, which Sync Monies is. You've got to ensure that it meets home regulator approval, local regulator approval, and scheme licenses. And that's what Sync look to us for. So we ensure whatever they want to do in Europe meets local regulatory requirements as well as MasterCard rules. So making sure all that happens assists with making it a successful product. But also a third item is making sure it's as cost effective as possible, because the customers do not want to pay for a bank account. And again, Sync are offering a really good service for very little money or very low transactional charges. If you start charging consumers for a product, they're not going to take it out if competitors are doing it for free. So there's a few elements in there. So the cost side, obviously Sync would take on, but regulatory and making sure that it's compliant, I think is vital from our point of view.
All right. Well, that leads me quite nicely into my last question then. How are you hoping to be perceived? How do you think you will be perceived by the customers, clients, but also other challenger banks?
I think that's actually, it's a nice question, because one of the things that we want people to see us as is as a bank, as your trusted new bank. Partly why part of our logo has the X is a cross, and it means the cross between new banking as a neobank with old banking.
Nice.
So we actually bring a lot more security, safety as the banks. We move quick. Working with TPL, why we chose them was actually also get into market quicker. Working with more of a boutique as an issuer will give us that attention that we needed. In comparison with other big companies that will just put us on the backbone, really waiting. But yeah, we want our customers to see us as their new type of bank, and they can bank with us just cheaper, faster and quicker, really.
From a competitor point of view, I think Sync could probably push the boundaries a bit more than some of the other products on the market. Some which we can't talk about now, but yeah, a lot of the way that some of the challenger banks operate, to my knowledge, is streamlined, I would say, with Sync, the way they're setting up. So again, that should in turn pass on the benefits to the end user. But again, as I say, we can't probably talk much about that until they go live, but they have pushed the boundaries, and we've had to seek special approval from the scheme to do certain aspects of the product, all compliantly, but it's something new, which should be new to the market.
Wonderful. Some really exciting developments ahead then. Safe to say, watch this space. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming and speaking.
Thank you.
Thank you.